Hi you guys. So it's been a bit since I filmed the video, but I had a very interesting idea. I don't know if anybody else has ever come up with this idea or even thought, hey, I really need this. So I'm just going to show it. I'm just going to get into it because I don't want this video to be long. So I decided to create a notepad out of Happy Planner note paper. So this is the mini half sheet to put on my refrigerator so I can write down my grocery list. And that way, or any list, it doesn't just have to be groceries, but any list that when I'm done, I can just rip it off and stick it into my planner. So that is what I did. So I did this a couple of days ago. I didn't want to film it until I tried it out. So pretty much what I did was, this is the mini half sheet, and I glued on magnets. I had started to glue on a different magnet that didn't work. So this is kind of coming off. But I glued on, actually, this is magnet sheets that have adhesive on the back. So I just cut them out to the shape that I wanted and use cardstock paper. This is, and some glue to just glue it together. So that way when I'm ready to write, and I'll show you right now. So as you can see, they are attached. And so when I'm done, look at that. I got a sheet that I can just pop into my Happy Planner. So I am going to show you how to do this. So it's really easy, and I really do believe that if you're watching this, you more than likely have just about every single thing that I'm going to show you how I use it. Because if you're a crafter like I am, and you'll probably have a bunch of this stuff. If you don't, you can get it fairly cheap. It's not that expensive to find. So I'm just going to go over what I used. So this is the note paper. So first you'll need note paper. And I'm going to do the note paper that I had got in the Joann's box because I haven't used this paper. And that's kind of the other good thing about this is that if you have tons of half sheets that you're not using and they're just kind of all over the place, you can do this. And then you can have it someplace. Hell, you can even give it as a gift if you want, to try to corrupt other people into the world of Happy Planner. Not corrupt. Corrupt is not a right word. But anyway. So I have this half sheet. And like I said, you can use any half sheet. This was the mini. This is the classic. I do have big, but I just wanted to show on this. The next thing you're going to need is some glue. Now for this one, I had used some tacky glue, but it was really old after I had to actually stick the end of my brush in there to get glue, and then I just rubbed it. But I am going to, for this demonstration, use Mod Podge because I do believe you can probably still get the same effect with Mod Podge. This one in particular, I actually got at the Dollar Tree. I bought a bunch of them. I don't know if they still have it, but shake it a little bit. So if you can find it at your Dollar Tree, you can get Mod Podge for $1 if you don't have it. But I'm pretty sure you probably have it. But the other glue you can use, let me show you, this is the other one that you can use. This is the tacky glue. So for this one, I used a version of tacky glue. But you can use tacky glue. We're going to use Mod Podge because I just really want to see how it comes out. So there's that. You're going to need a thick sheet of paper. So cardstock, preferably like a heavyweight cardstock. If you have chipboard, which I do not have chipboard, you can use chipboard. So you're going to need some chipboard or cardstock. This is just a scrap of cardstock that I have. It's actually not that thick, but it's going to do the purpose that I need. Next thing you're going to need is a brush to brush on the glue. And then the next thing is binder clips. So this is the key. You need binder clips. I have these small ones just because this sheet of paper, this stack of paper is small. But you can fit a lot in here, but I kind of would say that if it's a thick sheet, just because this can open wide enough, you don't want to use it because then it's just going to flare the paper out when you clip it down. So try to get something, so if you're going to do a thick stack, get bigger binder clips. If you have big binder clips, that's fine. any binder clips are going to work. So then you need binder clips. The next is, I got this at Walmart. So this is adhesive magnetic strips, because you want a thin strip of magnet. So like if you have a magnet that's like one of those business card magnets that you're not using, you can cut that and use that. But you don't want to use those big round ones, because then it's going to stick out and it's not going to be smooth on there to write on. Ask me how I know that. So that was where this whole bumpiness came from, because I had actually did that. I took one of those round magnets and I glued it on the top, and I put it on the board, and it had a bowing. So like this bowed out and whatever. You can know what I mean. So if you don't have magnetic sheets, if you have one of those business cards that is just sitting up there on your microwave, on your refrigerator, just cut it up and put it on the back and glue it on the back. But I have these, so this is what we're going to use. And I think that's it. So we're just going to get right into it. So I'm going to put all of this off to the side. And so like I said, I'm going to use the Mod Podge. So first thing you want to do is to get the paper to line up as evenly as possible. And then you're going to take the binder clip, clip it on one side, and then clip the other one on the other side. And try to get it as close to the top as possible, because as you can see, this one's kind of coming out. So we're going to move this up. So because you want the paper to be even, and so we're just going to clip that together so you can see. But the next thing we're going to do is I am going to trace out, actually, sorry, let me do that first. Haha. I'm kind of like doing this on the fly. It was kind of like one of those, oh my god, this is a great idea, I have to do a video on this. And so I just gathered everything and sat down and started recording. So if I look a little disheveled, it's because I didn't plan this. And that's terrible. But yes, I'm a terrible YouTuber of not planning. I need a pencil. I'll be back. Okay. I really am like not good at this whole planning out videos on YouTube. It's just kind of what comes to me. Anyway, so I'm going to mark the paper here, because I also have my cutter. And I'm going to mark the paper here. Alright. So, we're going to trim this bad boy up. So anyway, like I said, this really was like one of those ideas, like a lot of my ideas of, I need this. How can I make it? And I was like, oh, because I'd seen videos about making your own notepads, because I thought about it for something, I don't even remember what. And so I had looked up about doing the glue stuff, which I knew you could do because my dad is a printer, or was a printer. He doesn't do it anymore. So I grew up in a print shop, and I know about all of this stuff, the binding and everything. I actually found a tool that you use to separate when you make a bunch, which, just so you know, is you can actually, oh my god, you can actually make a whole bunch of these at one time. And pretty much what you do, I'll just talk about it just real quick because it's the printer in me, is to every sheet, make a stack of sheets, put your piece of cardboard or chipboard, whatever, your backing. Then you can put another set of sheets, backing, another, like make a sandwich. And then when you're done, what you do is you just use like a butter knife or something like that to slice in between, and then you have a stack of note paper. So you don't have to keep doing this with each and every single sheet. So I actually bought a little knife thingy that you use for it, and I don't feel like digging for it right now that I thought about it, because I don't need it. But that is something that you can do. So if you have a bunch of note paper, or half sheets I should say, or any note paper, and you want to do this, you can make a bunch of them at one time. So anyway, so now we're going to take the Mod Podge, and I'm going to try to see how I can do this so you can see what I'm doing. So I am just going to put it directly on here. And so just starting with a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush it. And just brush it all the way. Now the other one is if you get it on the side, if it drifts off on the side, it's okay. It is not the end of the world. You just want to make sure that you're getting it. And again, you want to make sure that that you are, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I concentrate here, that you're getting it, the glue, all the way across. You don't need a lot. That's the other thing. So you can probably see that you can barely tell where I put it. And if you get it on the front, it's okay. If you get it on the back, it is okay. This is not about being perfect. It is about getting it to glue. And as you can see, some of it was starting to come piece across. So, sorry, I'm putting a thing in my mouth here. I'm going to put one more layer on. Now, probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry. I had this in my mouth. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. And so I'm probably going to let it dry for a couple of hours, actually. But yeah, so that's it to create the glue. And so I'm just going to let it dry. One of the beauties about it being on the binder clips is it sits up. You can't see that. But anyway, so I'm going to let that dry. But, and then what I will do is after a couple of hours, like you won't know. It'll just be like a couple of seconds for editing reasons. I will come back and show you what this looks like after it has dried. But like I was saying before, is that just a little bit while that's drying, and then I'll come back, is you can do this with whatever. You can do this with whatever sheet. Happy Planner actually did come out with their new releases that just came out of a note block, is what they called it. But the note block doesn't, not that I noticed anyway, the note block doesn't have the holes, the binder holes in it. And to me, one of the good things about, I like the half sheets, I really do, but they're also all over the place. And I kind of don't, I never put them on rings. I just leave them in the package that they come in. But I thought, what better way to be able to get to use them than to do this, to create it. I already used one, and I'm gonna kind of, no, I don't know. I usually use one to write lists. I did this one in particular. This isn't actually the note paper that I like to use to write my groceries list on, but I still just wanted to do it just to see how it works, because I haven't used this paper. I love this paper. I love the wrong stuff, but I just haven't used it yet. But yeah, so this is just a good way to use it, to store it, so that it's not taking up, it's not paper all over the place. So that's kind of the good thing about this. And like I said, I did try to look to see if anybody's done this, and nobody seemed to have done this, which I find that hard to believe. In the world of YouTube, somebody had to do this. But so yeah, so that's this. So again, this is how I'm going to show you how to make the notebook paper. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come back once it has dried. For me, it's going to be, it's probably going to be like 3 hours. So I'm probably going to run some errands. It might even be longer than that. This stuff does dry pretty quickly, but I just more just don't want to touch it. But because it's kind of it is starting to dry. It's starting to turn that like milky white. So it does dry pretty quickly. But I just want to make sure that it really does dry. So I'm going to let this dry for a while. I'm going to run some errands, and then I'll come back after it dries and just show you the finished product. And I think that's probably it. And probably wash my brushes, because I'm terrible about remembering to wash my brushes. I've ruined more brushes because I forgot to put glue in it. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let this dry, and I'll be back. All right. Okay, so this is dry. If my lighting looks a little different, it is because it is probably like 4 hours later. I went and I ran some errands. So, anyway, as you can see, it's dry. Took the clips off. And this is what you're going to get. You can see that. See? It's not coming off. So, now what we're going to do is, now, you can leave it just as is. You don't have to stick a magnet on the back. But I am going to stick a magnet on the back. So, there's two kind of schools of thought that you can do with this. This one is about the size. I would say don't do the whole sheet, but don't go more than, I would say, 1 inch in. And I would put one at the top and the bottom if this is a really thin one, which this is. So as you can see, this is really thin. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my ruler and I am just going to do my best to make it an even cut. It's probably not going to because I'm freehanding it. And just draw a line. How much is this one? So that's almost like 1.5 inches. So I'll go to 1.5 inches down and draw another line. This is gonna be crooked on this side because I cut the piece that I put on the mini happy planner. I did it freehand. I didn't measure it, so I cut crooked. And I don't want to stick it in my my cutter, so I'm just gonna, that's why I drew the lines. So I'm just gonna cut along the line here. Got that one. And that one. Put those over there. And then as you can see, this has an adhesive back on it, so I'm just gonna pull that up. However, and then I'm just going to stick it down. And I didn't measure it. Just slapped it on there. And do the same with this one. I'm just going to put it at the bottom down here. So. And there you go. And so now it has it on. So, as you can see, we're going to rip off a page. And there you go. So, you could write on here whatever you want. And you can put it up on the refrigerator. So, really simple DIY. Actually, I'm going to show you what it looks like on my refrigerator. So, I'll be right back. Alright, so this is what it looks like on my refrigerator. And this is an old one that I had. So that's kind of what the inspiration was for it. This is the one I just made. And as you can see, the papers are not falling off. And then this is the mini, which is kind of falling off because you can see it now. The little glue bump here from when I tried to do the thing. So, but that's the bottom. Anyway, and it goes on. So it does stay for the most part. This one's probably better because it's the smoother back. But that's how you can make a notepad. So, yeah. This is what it looks like on a refrigerator. And mine all the other stuff. This is my favorite saying. Oh, this is one of the things I was talking about of if you have a business card magnet. So that's what this is. Boom. So you can use one of those if you don't have it. But just so you know. So anyway, there you go. Alright, so again, that is how you make a notepad to put on your refrigerator. And so like I was saying, you can you don't have to put the magnets on if you just want to keep it near you and you just want a notepad. That's how you can do it. So again, I use the Mod Podge. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like the tacky glue might be better. So, but if you have Mod Podge, it will work, but I feel like the tacky glue is gonna be better because just in looking at this one here, the glue looks thicker than this one, and I did put 2 coats of the Mod Podge, so I should have put more coats. But I think the tacky glue is going to be better. So if you have the tacky glue, use the tacky glue. I don't know how Elmer's is going to work, so you can try it. I don't know. Like I said, I would just use the tacky glue and the Mod Podge. I personally think the tacky glue is better. And this is the magnetic adhesive strip. This one I did get from Walmart, but I have also seen it at Joann's, and it's probably at Michael's too. So you can use one of those, or like I said, a business card magnet will work. You just need something thin. So don't use one of those big thick magnets because that will not work. It needs to be one of the adhesive ones. But this is how you make a notepad. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that it made sense. If you have any questions, please, please, please leave it in the comments below and I will answer them. And I'm hoping to get my lazy butt back to making more videos now that I am not in school. But like I said, I've been lazy because my brain was like, no, we're done. We're taking a hiatus, a sabbatical. So my brain is taking a bit of a sabbatical. But anyway, so I just wanted to do this video so I can show you how to make these. So I hope this was helpful. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Have a good day. Bye.